My goal here is simple. Funner for everyone.
Hey, Jane, you having fun?
Woo!
Is that legal?
Because around here, funner is a state of mind.
What is going on, Laker fans? Thank you very much for tuning in to a little Lakers Talk Daily. Lakers and the Clippers. I got a question to Laker fans of why the Lakers, what's the reason of why the Clippers have dominated the Lakers? And is it a big deal or is it not a big deal? I'll get your opinion in just a second. Before I do so, quick shout out here. Find your funner state of mind with a visit to Harris Resort SoCal, voted best resort in Funner, California. From dining to unwinding, you'll find fun around every corner. Learn more at harrissocal.com. We appreciate their partnership. They're a proud partner of Lakers Talk Daily, 2 hours away from downtown LA, located out in northern San Diego. So please, harrissocal.com if you're looking for a staycation. Okay, so Clippers beat the Lakers yesterday. They have dominated the Lakers. You know, they've won 32 of the last 39 games against the Lakers. That's over the course of 10 seasons. But that sample size is fascinating in itself. But I'm gonna actually go a little bit shorter sample size because I think this one's a little bit more important to me. The Lakers have now lost 11 games in a row to the Clippers. Last time Lakers beat the Clippers, it was in the Orlando bubble. Remember where they stopped the season, they started again in Orlando, and they finished off, I don't know how many played, maybe 8 regular season games in Orlando, and then the playoffs started. Lakers won one of those games. That's the last time the Lakers have beat them, was back in 2020. Ty Lue undefeated against the Lakers. We know how big yesterday's game was. Both teams were sitting at 41 and 38, and you kind of had a clear path if you won that game to avoid the play-in tournament. Lakers did not obviously win that game. So, Laker fans, how come the Clippers dominate the Lakers? Can someone help me understand that? Can someone give me an explanation? We did that a little bit today on Travis and Sliwa's show, and I don't think any of us have an answer. I'll try to give my best explanation, and then you guys can chime in as well. I think there's a couple things that come into play. Number one, it's impossible to beat a team 11 times in a row. Remember, it's just regular season. I'll get into if it's a big deal or if it's not. I'll do that in a second. But it's impossible to beat a team 11 times in a row and not think that one roster, one team is just doing a better job putting together their roster than the Los Angeles Lakers are. The Clippers have done a better job putting together a team than the Lakers have. A lot of teams upset other teams. It's not easy to win 11 in a row against a team, and especially Lakers and the Clippers. That's an interesting one because you got two franchises in the same city, still have never faced each other in the playoffs. But the only thing I could come up with is you could say, well, the games mean more to the Clippers. All right, maybe you can make that argument. You could say, oh, well, the Lakers, they've had injuries. Well, the Clippers, Kawhi was out for a year. Paul George is in and out of the lineup. They do load management. You could say, well, they've gained more continuity. Okay, well, they've made trades before. They just made at the trade deadline Bones Highland, Mason Plumlee, Eric Gordon they traded for. So they've added some new pieces. I don't think there's one specific thing other than the fact that they just seem to have the Lakers' number. That their roster construction, maybe it's their depth, maybe it's the players that they have. That's the only thing that I could think of. That's the only thing I could think of is that one franchise has done a better job constructing a team than the other. Now, it hasn't equated into a championship. It hasn't equated to get to the finals, but it's equated into the Clippers owning the Lakers in the regular season. Now, this will take me to my other point. Does it matter? For me, I'm not losing sleep over it. Now, I'm not telling you that it wouldn't be nice to beat the Clippers. I'm not telling you that it wouldn't be nice to, instead of being 0-11 in the last 11 games, that they were 3-8 or they were 2-9. But the reason why it doesn't matter that much to me, I'll tell you what last night mattered. Yes, they're playing the Clippers. Yes, both teams have the same record. Yes, they share the same building, the arena. There's the Kawhi, and you could find storylines. Russell Westbrook, the first time playing the Lakers since he was traded. But the reason why it mattered to me, whether that was the Clippers or the Timberwolves or the Pelicans or the Warriors, it mattered because I want the Lakers to avoid the play-in tournament. I want the Lakers to have basically 1 week off without playing a basketball game and get ready for the playoffs, get ready for the postseason, start planning for their next opponent. And by losing yesterday, that meant much more than losing for the 11th straight time against the Clippers. Now, I'll bring up another point. I also think that it just doesn't matter that much. The franchises still have never faced each other in the playoffs. I think of teams, and this is with any sport, right? Whatever team that you root for. When you face each other in the playoffs and you get knocked out because of that team, then there's a little bit different of a pedigree to that team. The Lakers lost. Remember the last playoff run the Lakers were in? They lost to the Suns in the first round. They went up 2-1, and then the Lakers eventually. Anthony Davis gets injured. They lose 3 games in a row. They're out 4-2, and that's a wrap. The season's over. Well, I look at the Suns a little bit differently because they actually got to play each other. There was some interaction in the playoffs, and there was a little bit of history. Then there was, Anthony Davis saying, they know that they got lucky in that one because I got injured. So there was a lot of those stakes are risen, or a lot of those storylines are created in the postseason. I just don't think they're created in the regular season. Now, if the Lakers and the Clippers happen to face each other in the postseason this year, however the standings worked, and they collided against each other, second round, third round, whatever it is, and the Clippers won 4-2, and they're building off of the 11-game winning streak, okay, maybe then it's a different conversation. But for me personally, I give the Clippers all the credit in the world. They've won 11 in a row against the Lakers. That's impressive in itself. The only thing that I could think of is they have better roster construction over the last couple of years, and they match up well against the Lakers, and maybe it means a little bit more to them. I don't have the answer to it, but I give them all the credit in the world. But I don't think I'm losing sleep over it. I think a lot of those storylines and a lot of those rivalries and everything else are created in the playoffs. If we're fortunate enough to get the Lakers and the Clippers in the playoffs, awesome, cool. Let's go mano a mano. But the 0-11 in their last 11, I don't like it, but I don't think it's the end of the world. So Laker fans, I'll ask you guys, number one, why do you think the Clippers dominate the Lakers over this stretch, 32 of 39 and 11 in a row? And number two, does it matter? Is it a big deal that the Clippers, this is so one-sided? Lakers got the Suns tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll do Lakers Talk Daily again. I'll talk about that game coming up. Plus, please subscribe to the channel right here on ESPN LA. We're continuing to put up content. I know Bergman is putting up content. Him and Yates are putting up content around the Dodgers. I'll continue to do the Lakers. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Thanks, Laker fans.